Hello, and welcome to another edition of Woo Book Wednesday. Today we are talking about a nonfiction book. This one is called An Altar in the World by Barbara Brown Taylor. So this book is written from a Christian perspective. Miss Taylor is a Christian. I'm not. I used to be, so I do have that background, so I understand a lot of it. This book reminds me a lot of the book we reviewed several episodes ago. I don't remember the exact number right now, but the Magic of the Ordinary by Gershon Winkler. Now, that book was from a Jewish perspective. Specifically, it was talking a lot about Jewish shamanism, shamanic Judaism. But it talked about finding ordinary things to be magical and spiritual. And this book, An Altar in the World, reminded me a lot of that. So I want to read the inside blurb to you, as I always do, and you'll see what I'm talking about there. From simple practices such as walking, working, and getting lost to deep meditations on topics like prayer and pronouncing blessings, Taylor reveals concrete ways to discover the sacred in the small things we do and see. Something as ordinary as hanging clothes on a clothesline becomes an act of devotion if we pay attention to what we are doing and take time to attend to the sights, smells, and sounds around us. Making eye contact with the cashier at the grocery store becomes a moment of true human connection. Allowing yourself to get lost leads to new discoveries. Under Taylor's expert guidance, we come to question conventional distinctions between the sacred and the secular, learning that no physical act is too earthbound or too humble to become a path to the divine. As we incorporate these practices into our daily lives, we begin to discover altars everywhere we go, in nearly everything we do. So that is the blurb for the book. And some of the chapters, I'm not going to read every single chapter title to you because there are 12, but some of the chapters are titled things like The Practice of Walking on the Earth, which is talking about groundedness. Then there is The Practice of Encountering Others, which talks about community. The Practice of Saying No, which she discusses a weekly Sabbath. And let's see, The Practice of Pronouncing Blessings, benediction. Those are some of my favorites, but all 12 chapters in this book have, there's a plethora of wisdom in it. Again, it's talking about finding magic and spirituality in the everyday, normal, small things, small aspects of our lives. And because of that, it does remind me of Gershon Winkler's Magic of the Ordinary. So, yeah, if you liked that one, you might like this one. If you can't stomach the Christian tradition teachings, you may want to skip this one. I tend to read a very eclectic background of reading, and I can pick things out just about any spiritual practice. None of them have it all. None of them are perfect, whatever. But I do like to read from different traditions. So if you don't mind reading something from a Christian background, and I know some of the people who follow me are Christian witches, so to speak, just like I'm a Jewish witch. So if you are definitely one of those, you may enjoy this book, especially if you liked the thought of the simpleness of Magic of the Ordinary, but the Jewishness of that may have been off-putting to some, depending on your background. Then you may like this one, and vice versa. This one may not be your cup of tea, whereas that one was. But again, this is An Altar in the World by Barbara Brown Taylor, and the subtitle, I keep forgetting to say that, is A Geography of Faith. But it's a pretty good book. Give it a read. let me know what you think. You can always comment below and let me know if you enjoy the book, don't enjoy the book, recommend other books. You can always recommend a book to me in the comments that you would like for me to read and review. I can't possibly get to everything on my own knowledge, so even though I'm a librarian, I can't possibly know about every single book in the world. So if you have a favorite book or a book you've been thinking about and you would like for me to review it, just comment and leave me the title and the author, and I'll see what I can do. Until next time, have a great week.